Alright guys, let's go ahead and learn how to create a new document in Illustrator. I'll be posting these from our first lecture in class step by step so that if there's one area that you missed, you will be able to go back and review it. On your docs, you should have the Illustrator icon. If it's not there, double click on your hard drive, go into Applications, find your Illustrator and go ahead and open it from there. And remember, you can change your view pane by clicking these buttons up here to fit the one that suits your purposes and your ease of efficiency. I already did have it activated on the dock, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it. When you open it, you're going to get the welcome screen, and remember, it's kind of interesting in the beginning stages if you want to keep it up because you can see it shows you how to do create and apply patterns, what is Illustrator, how do you work with libraries, shape builder, etc. If you don't want to see it again, click that little box and then you'll be able to access it under the help window. That way, if you don't like it sort of popping up there when you're working, if you have no document open, then it won't get in your way. Go ahead and go to File and then New, and you can remember we have our quick keys, so that is our Apple N for New Document. You're going to get this pane pop up for whatever project it is. If you don't want to have it in a different units of measurement, you can change it to inches here. In our projects, I will, for the most part, specify the size. If I don't, then you can go to a default letter size, and either you can change your orientation to be portrait, or you can change it to be landscape. When we're working with bleeds, and remember those are those exterior margins from beyond the artboard, if your link is active and you type in your 1/4 of an inch bleed, which our first project is a 1/4 of an inch, you can put the IN if it's in a different measurement, and if it's linked, it'll change all of it. If you need to change your size, there are some custom presets already in there because some projects will be tabloid. You can also make them different sizes, say 8 inches by 8 inches. That would work also. It's just going to pop up to a custom, and I'm going to deset it or reset it back to the default. Artboards, this is the number of artboards that you can create. So for just one piece, if you're working on it, one would be fine. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to come back into that. All right, there's our one artboard. If we make a new document and let's say we want 5 artboards, go ahead and hit OK. That way you can see the difference. We still have our paste board that we can work on, but this time we have 5 different pages that we could actually be designing on. And this is super useful when we get to the more advanced projects towards the end. If you're working on, say, a brand identity, it might be nice to just have everything all in one document, and then that way you can go from there. If you need to change the size, which I haven't covered yet in class, I just wanted to get this out there so that it's already out there for you. You can change the size once you have it made. If you go into File and then Document Setup, and you're going to also notice it's right here, so you can click on that also. This is showing the units of measurement for this document, what is the bleed for it, grid sizes if you're using that, type, you can talk about its type if you want to change that. But what we're going to want is right here, the Edit Artboards. When I click on this, and this is a lot different than in Photoshop and even in InDesign, each have their own sort of idiosyncrasies with this. If we wanted it to be that 8 by 8, we're going to go 8 by 8, and I just hit tab to get out of the field, and you can see that it has actually resized it. Our document is now 8 by 8. That's not going to really let you do anything until you hit your escape key. Once you hit your escape key, it's going to pop you back into there. If you're having issues, grab your regular select, deselect, and then use your escape key. Sometimes that part gets a little bit cranky. So one more time, Document Setup, Edit Artboards, and I'm going to take it back to the 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11, and then go ahead and hit Escape and click out if you need to. The basic quick keys that you're going to need to learn for the initial stages are Save. Save is under File, Save, and you can see right there, Apple S. You might have a couple windows open. Close, Apple W is going to work. And you'll also at some point need the Apple P for print, which I hit print. You don't have to worry about that. Another good one to start getting used to early off the bat is our copy and paste right here. Copy is Apple C, and then paste is Apple V. These are useful for whenever you're working, if you just want to have some quick extras of whatever you're working on. And as well, our friend Command Z. And remember, if I say Apple, it means command. So us old schoolers are still saying Apple key. So go ahead and at least at a minimum start getting used to those. The next video is going to talk about each of the tools, but this one is just a quick wrap up for starting a new document.